For over 40 years I have been in this business. The trust my clients have placed in me is so important. This is about continuing the growth of this business on that trust and the standard we have set. This is about what it takes to stay on top.
What you're looking at now is the Oliver Smith side of the space. So we have 1,200 square feet, we have 600 square feet. Oliver Smith, we're having talking about the storefront right now. We're going to do just a straight shot back, walk through into the Panerai side, which is over here, which is being built in Milan right now, and is on a ship. All the millwork is on a ship to come over here to build this out. So still got a little bit of work to do. It's mid-January, and we had hoped to be open by the Super Bowl, but we're not going to make that by a long shot, unfortunately. So that's where we are. So we're going to use a kind of like this CD on the Dior sign with the backplate. Corian on the front. And we're looking at just the size of the sign, and we're going to see it from down the walkway. So now we're looking at the signage up here as to where we're going to put the Oliver Smith part of it. It's going to be side lit LEDs in red Corian that is bright, that you can see from down the way. All these little details, it has to be 4 inches off of the Corian, and then it's got a support underneath it. A lot of details for a little simple sign. So the biggest challenge with this signage and with this space is that we're kind of tucked in this corner between Cartier and Dillard's, and it was an empty space for quite a long time, which is probably indicative of the location. And but we saw the challenge, and it was a good size for us at 1,200 square feet for the whole space, because really most of the engineering that we're doing for these boutiques right now is very small, 600 square feet, utilizing as much of the space as possible, no empty space, no wasted money on rent, and making it more of a tighter setup, and that's what we're looking at here. There really wasn't any more space for that in the mall. This was the only space that was available. Everything else was 2,000 square feet, 3,000 square feet, and I just wasn't ready to bite off that amount. So you can see from here, if you walk in through the valet spot here next to Francine's, or Ocean 44 is right out here. You come in, they say if you're right-handed, you go to the right. Well, you're going to look over there and see what you want to see, because Dillard's is at the end of it, and then you're going to go down to the left. But hopefully we can pull some people over to the right here, especially if they're going to go into Cartier. They're going to be like, well, let's just pop into Panerai. Let's just pop into Oliver Smith. So.
Details are super important in any business, but especially in the luxury space. We picked our builder and our architect because they're both fantastic at what they do and fantastic at harvesting the little details.
Eddie Jones, our architect,
the cabinet's way out here,
he loves
so I'm not sure. I think
everything to line up when it comes to the actual construction of the piece. So what's happening right now is that we're not lining up with the top of the cabinets to where the logo wall goes in. So we got to figure that out. So let's talk a little. That line needs to match up.
When I hired Eddie Jones, the architect, I was a little nervous that he wasn't going to be able to capture the essence of what I was trying to do. And I've heard about this problem where, an architect can impose their will on you and a builder can impose their theory on quality and such not. So I was really lucky to get an architect that was super detail oriented, really had a feel for the jewelry business.
But to have them come together, of course, is a little different. They've got to communicate together, make sure everything is done perfectly, and of course, paying attention to the little details.
Every time we came up to a hurdle, we were able to jump over it together as a team, and I really enjoyed that process with these guys. They're really professional, and that was helpful for me.
Hey guys, I'm here today at the main store location on my day off.
On his day off.
As I usually am, helping George put some inventory into the system, seeing what came in, checking out new pieces. What's the old saying? There's no rest for the wicked. So we're going through some new inventory. I'm getting it put into the computer, putting it in the case, seeing what we'll transfer down to Fashion Square. Just generally going through things, helping out George.
So where did we put those vintage Rolex?
I just put them on the back counter back there, just so they weren't on the floor.
And bring them out.
Right in front of the safe, yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, there's some really cool stuff that just came in that George and Oliver bought that I think you guys are really gonna like.
So we've got two kind of cool ones here. 6238.
Oh,
which is
wow.
an old chrono, manual wind. It's the Value 72 in that one. Original bracelet. It's kind of cool. It's the rivet bracelet, but it's kind of spring loaded, so something you don't see every day. Old, crunchy, cool, rare. All the things we like to see in a Rolex. Still need to time test and see what we might do as far as service goes. With stuff like this, I want to keep the original patina,
Absolutely.
but we need to make sure it's running properly to sell it. So we'll do a little bit of homework on it. We'll run it through the watchmakers.
You know, George is like the entire internet's knowledge of watchmaking and history summed up into a single person. He knows more about the most obscure references than anybody else I know, and he's taught me a hell of a lot.
Then rarer. This is something I've only seen a couple of, maybe. This is the 6236. This is the Jean-Claude Killy.
Wow, that's a treat.
Now, up until recently, you could make the argument that this was the most complicated Rolex. I think the modern Sky Dweller would argue with it, but this was a day-date chronograph done back when Rolex was not doing anything like this. Killy was a French skier, Olympian, and it was really one of the first real collaborations or affiliations between any watch company really and a star athlete. So really kind of a famous watch, and one, like I said, I mean, this might be the third one I've seen.
I've never seen
Don't pop up very often, so kind of found one, and we're in a position to kind of make the numbers work, so we took it home with us.
Wow, I've never seen one of these before.
But
Outside of a catalog.
same story. We're going to try to keep it as original as we can, but we'll put it through its paces, make sure it's running properly.
What a pretty piece.
Yeah.
For the past year that I've been here, I have learned more about watches than I had in my previous 23 years of my life from George. He has taught me so much and really useful information to use while I'm down at the new Fashion Square store doing the pre-owned. We're just putting some product out here, like this cool vintage-inspired Tissot 1973. I get a real kick out of it. Real vintage-inspired look to it. Just something different. As most of you guys know, I like things that are different, strange, unorthodox. So we're getting these guys all set out. Make George's life a little bit easier, because he's running around today.
We knew when opening this new store we would need some exciting new product to go along with it, and what was better than launching a men's line of jewelry. Oliver has been doing men's jewelry for a long time, but sort of unofficially, you know, making pieces here or there. But if you've noticed lately, men are really starting to gravitate towards wearing luxury jewelry. We're seeing lots of tennis bracelets, designer necklaces, etc., stacking with watches. It's really fun to see. It's about time that men get back into this category. So we felt like it was the perfect time to launch officially a men's jewelry line. We're doing a men's photo shoot today. This is all going along with the opening of our new store in Scottsdale Fashion Square, and we're really leading the PR and the press release with a new men's jewelry collection. So Oliver's really inspired by nature, you know, things that are like natural but also very classic. And for so long, really, even as like jewelry as an industry has just been making bracelets, rings, etc., targeted towards women. So we're really going after the men's market here. I think it's time that men are experimenting with some diamond jewelry, some pearls, some different necklaces, etc. So we're really excited to kind of do this shoot and bring that all together. We have like 10 looks. We came here to be like, we're gonna do 4, and now we have 10. I had the thought driving over here, I was like, why do we always do these photo shoots when it's hot outside? We work with a great local photographer, Michael, and he was thrilled to finally do a men's photo shoot with us. The process of coming together with a photo shoot takes some time. We actually are constantly looking out for photos that inspire us, looks that we want to achieve. We found a great model, Brandon, who worked a lot in LA, but is now a local guy too. We love supporting the local community in that way. And to have him trying on these different outfits and looks and to see them come to life is always a lot of fun. We also wanted to showcase some of the black diamond necklaces we're making and black diamond jewelry overall. So some layered pieces, some rings, mixing and matching with the watches. I mean, really in this day and age, you can wear diamonds during the day, night, it works anytime, and we wanted to show the different looks to capture that. We also have the Parada del Sol presented by Oliver Smith the jeweler happening. This is an annual parade. It's been going on for almost 70 years here in Scottsdale, and it is an old Western style parade. It used to be 100% horse-drawn, still mostly horses, but a great event for the community to come out. There's a big street festival after with live music and beer gardens, and we really just love being a part of it. It's such a wholesome event where we feel like we can really give back to the community. So we do have some preparation that goes into the Parada del Sol, especially because we have our own float and group of riders. So we're gonna have about 10 to 12 horseback riders out with us, all in their great OSJ uniforms. And then this year, we're also going to have a horse-drawn float. We're inviting employees and clients and friends to ride along and enjoy the parade with us.
We're so excited to be the title sponsor of the Scottsdale Parada del Sol. This is such a fantastic event for the city of Scottsdale. It brings back our small town roots. I think when we started in town here, there was 55,000 residents. Now there's over 250,000 residents. So we're super excited to be the title sponsor. And this year we have some beautiful Percheron horses riding with our parade route here, the Lasicki family and some other great OSJ clients with us today. So we'll see you later in the parade. Thank you very much for all your support. That's why we can do things like this. A few years ago, I heard that the Parada del Sol, the parade that takes place in February for the last 50 some years in downtown Scottsdale, was kind of on the rocks, and they were having trouble finding sponsors. And I think a local charitable organization had been running it, and the charity had lost a lot of its members, so it didn't have the manpower to run it. There was a few people putting it together, like Wendy Springborn and a few other people in the community, and I really felt like it was so important to push to get this parade back on track for the city of Scottsdale, because nothing brings the community together like a parade. It's a great day, whether you're 2 years old or you're 75 years old. And I would encourage you to go to the Parada del Sol this next February, because the other cool thing about it is there's almost a fun zone, beer gardens and things like that at the end of it. You'll be impressed. You really will be. It's a great day.